The Seaspiracy documentary inspired me to make this video on food. I'm not always vocal about my food habits because I think it is a no brainer. But Ali's journey in Seaspiracy pushed me to contemplate the question of our relationship with food. I was born into a Jain family where there was an enormous emphasis on the way of life, with a particular focus on food and why we did not eat certain types of foods. I've never consumed meat my entire life, and some people are genuinely surprised to hear this and ask questions such as, "You never thought to try them out? Don't you feel you're missing out?" There are those who also assume I'm vegan due to religious reasons, which is also not the case. So I wanted to share the side where, as a child, I recognized deeply what loving animals and being connected to nature meant. And I was trying to trace this overwhelming feeling of connection, which led me to this picture in my hometown. It had left an imprint in my heart as a child. And like all symbols, this is a powerful one. Just seeing it every time opens my heart to more kindness and compassion. The picture says ahimsa or non-violence is the greatest truth. Where there is this understanding, peace and love will prevail. I am no exception because every one of us, when we were children, had our sensitivities intact. We are so sensitive to our first rain, hearing the thunder, playing in the mud, getting our hands dirty, kissing and hugging an animal. These experiences created so much joy and outpouring of love which is already within us. No child would have rejoiced eating an animal. It is in the societal habits that desensitize us, and slowly, as we go through our lives as adults, we become numb to the feelings of compassion, love, and kindness. We also seem to accept this as a necessary transition to our adult lives in the society. We start talking about cultivating these emotions or feelings in therapies and group discussions. Simply put, we lose the reference or sacredness of our existence and sacredness to the life around us that we felt innately as children. Recently, I've been reading some of Gordon Childs, the notable archaeologist's work on prehistoric civilizations. He interestingly talks about how animals are born with certain equipment. For example, a chick finds itself equipped with feathers, wings, beak, and claws. It certainly has to learn to use this equipment, for example, how to keep its feathers clean. But it is fairly simple and will not take long. Humans, on the contrary, are born vulnerable and helpless. And our learning process is longer, and we not only learn to use but also need to make our equipments. Now, the process of our learning is through the machinery of the culture, of the societal rules, of the traditions, via language to equip us, survive, and thrive in this world. Now, the machinery is a necessary process. However, if the society is astray, it strips us of our sensitivities and renders us as a mechanical, machine-like beings. And if we don't question what we have learned through this machinery, but merely act in accordance to what has been told, or we imitate others, then we have truly turned into machines. In a way, it is unfair to nature, who has allowed us to evolve with tremendous cognitive and creative abilities. We all have to do better than being mechanical, especially for the sake of all the other species on our planet. Now, if you look at the machinery all infants and adults are put through today, one word that stands out to me is habit. a habit that can be related to practice that has become customary or automatic. And our relationship with food in particular has become a habit. We are mostly slaves to our taste buds or even the familiar smells, and willingly disease our bodies for the sake of taste, compromising nutrition and health. And we are also hooked on to such foods as the junk or fast foods at the neural level in our brains to give us dopamine hits, incentivizing us to repeat the behavior or pattern. Yes, this is very well understood by the food industry who continually innovate to keep us hooked on and even claim this is, a sign of a thriving and a booming economy. There is a place for indulgence, but if we are compulsive with our food habits, meaning we don't stop and pay attention to what we are eating, how we are eating, then we are machines on autopilot. Now, food is medicine. Older generations knew intuitively that food in a way becomes us, and hence what we consumed determined the health of the body. And like the father of medicine, Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." But today we retain efforts to promote food which generates a demand for buying medicines or to participate in the health sector as we fall ill. So, at what cost are we ready to turn a blind eye to our well-being for the sake of our taste, status, money, efficiency, and economy? Like using Teflon, if you've seen the film Dark Waters. Teflon is a synthetic chemical on cookware for efficiency for us and for the businesses to extract huge profits. I also read this article recently in The Economist, which was dedicated to cutting down methane emissions in the context of climate change. And since cow farts are major methane contributors, one of the proposed solutions was feeding these animals with a synthetic diet to reduce methane emissions and to continue rearing them for dairy and meat. This clearly shows how far gone we are in thinking that finding solutions such as these and ingesting ourselves with chemicals to maintain this pattern of food consumption is the right thing to do. Somehow we are not seeing through it at all. Instead of acknowledging the facts, we make excuses for ourselves and for such solutions. So, coming back again to the question about our relationship with food. Food is the primary energy source for our existence. It is the nutrition an organism needs to be alive, healthy, and to be operational with the body. But food cannot be limited to the number of calories, taste, shape of our bodies, and definitely cannot be a habit that controls our lives and well-being. If we have interacted with animals, we know they all enjoy freedom, love, care, and feel the pain and suffering just like us. Is it necessary to inflict pain on them to merely satisfy our taste bud? The kind of pain we would never wish for ourselves. It is definitely worth questioning and exploring. And I hope we can open our hearts and get in touch again with how we felt about life and our experiences as children. The place of humanness, intelligence, and love which exists within each of us. It is never too late to live and let live. I will leave you with this wonderful poem by Nicolette Sauder, who's working towards re-establishing our lost connection to nature and animals. May we raise children who love the unloved things, the dandelion, the worms, and spiderlings. Children who sense the rose needs the thorn and run into rain-swept days the same way they turn towards sun. And when they are grown and someone has to speak for those who have no voice, may they draw upon that wilder bond, those days of tending tender things, and be the ones.